Salam! Welcome to the second episode in the video series On the Shoulders of Giants, presented by the ISRAA Committee. My name is Anishmah Banu and I'm the ISRAA PR Chair. In this series, we hope to highlight sahabiyat, female companions of the Prophet ﷺ, along with their modern-day equivalents, women who embody many of the traits of the sahabiyat. Today, I will be talking about Al-Khansa. Al-Khansa was a poet who wrote elegies or serious reflections for the dead and performed them for the tribe in public oral competitions. She was the finest author of Arabic elegies and one of the greatest and best-known female poets of all time. She was born in 575 AD, present-day Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. She was the daughter of the head of the Al-Sharid clan. Her fame mainly rested on the poetry she composed for her two brothers who were killed in tribal skirmishes. In 629, she went to Medina with a deputation from her clan, and after meeting the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, she embraced the new religion, Islam. Nearly 1,000 lines of her poetry remain. She is a woman of excellence, headstrong and powerful. Now I would like to introduce Sister Kashmir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Kashmir Maryam, and it is my honor to be talking with you all today and to be sitting down and recording this session for you. Inshallah, I pray that you take away some benefit from my own personal experiences, and that anything that I say is truly from Allah, and anything that is mistaken or deficient is from me. So with that, I will tell you a little bit about myself, my background, and what I do. So yeah, I'll just jump right in. So I'm originally Kashmiri. I was born and raised in the UK, and then I came over with my family and I moved to the States about 10 years ago. So as far as my professional journey, it's, I would say, divided into two parts. So one is really what is more public, what I put out there on my social media and what people know me as. But I wanted to also be very honest with you all and tell you a part of my personal professional journey, which I don't choose to put on social media, at least right now. So I will begin by the career that I have, which people do know of. So I am a spoken word poet. I am also an author of two books. One is a collection of poetry called Nafsi, Jihad Upon Myself, and the other one is more of a self-help book, and that's called The Muslim Woman's Manifesto, 10 Steps to Achieving Phenomenal Success in Both Worlds. So as you can tell, you know, I am very passionate about poetry. I am very into the performing arts. I love creativity as a way of spreading a message, and at the same time I'm very much into self-help, because I believe that we can benefit from that. You know, that's our way of taking creativity and actually being able to implement that in our lives. So with the book, The Muslim Woman's Manifesto, I also created an organization, and that is called Woke Woman. And the idea of Woke Woman is to build on the idea of self-help. You know, we do that through different ways. Part of it is through coaching. An aspect of it is more non-profit. So we have free courses and classes for people to take, ways for them to understand how they can help themselves through understanding Islam. So it's about how do we recognize everything that Islam teaches us, and how do we implement that within our lives. And so that's everything that Woke Woman is about. Even the coaching methodology that we use is based on positive Islamic psychology. So versus, you know, a person going to someone who is a non-Muslim as a coach or a therapist, you could speak to a Muslim woman and she will understand you know, the cultural aspects of the obstacles that you face, and is more sensitive to the religious and spiritual factors that are at play. So that is one thing that we felt that there was a huge gap on, and you know, I personally feel like it's something that is so empowering to us as Muslim women, and that's the reason why I created it. So alhamdulillah for that. Now, as far as the obstacles that I have faced on my personal journey, I think definitely the biggest obstacle is initially when I began performing, a lot of people, at least in the UK, were very unfamiliar with the idea of a Muslim woman going up on a stage and, providing a message, whether it is through spoken word poetry or traditional speech making, to benefit people. It was just something that was seen as very taboo. Especially if you do not fit the classic image that people have, if you do not wear all black, or you do not, wear your hijab in a certain type of style, then it would be very difficult to have that same kind of platform. So that was definitely one of the challenges that I faced in the UK. However, when I moved over to the States, I feel like it was definitely changing, and people were much more receptive of spoken word poetry in general. And so it wasn't such a mysterious form of art. It was something that I felt very welcomed in here, and I just have to add that it's something so essential and so needed, because poetry, as you know, is a form of art expression, but it's also an agent of change. It's a way for us to offer our narrative as Muslim women, or as Muslims in general, and provide our experiences and put that into a poetic form, and to deliver it to an audience so that they can understand our experiences and our narrative. So it's such a powerful thing, and you can inspire people in ways that traditional speech making cannot. So I am so passionate about that, and about the arts in general. So yeah, that was one of the challenges that I definitely faced. However, I think it's easy to overcome when people connect to your message, as opposed to all the physical aspects of you as a performer. So when they're so preoccupied with the way that you look and dress and present yourself, but they're actually focusing on your words, then that is where you will have maximum impact. So that is my professional career, which is very evident on my social media. But the aspect that a lot of people do not know of my professional career in terms of my personal life, and what I choose to just intentionally withhold off social media right now, is that I was a medical student, so I'm very much in the medical field. However, I took time out recently since I had my children, and it was a very deliberate thing and choice that I made, because I wanted to be with my children and close to them. The need for Muslim women in medical practice is so dire. I cannot emphasize it enough. When a Muslim woman comes to see a doctor, I firsthand would love to have a female doctor, or prefer to have a female doctor, and if she's Muslim, that's just an absolute bonus. So that is definitely one thing that I would highly encourage my Muslim sisters to think about, because what you are doing is you are creating more comfortable spaces for people who come after you, and also for the clientele that you are serving, or the patients that you're going to be serving and helping. You can help them through your cultural understanding the kinds of boundaries and limitations that they may be facing or experiencing. So alhamdulillah, that is my professional background. And I also wanted to add that the challenges that I faced in this space is that I think personally balancing motherhood and also a professional career are very difficult. You have to make a choice at some point, but I would say don't give up hope, because there is a point where you can adjust and balance the scales in which you're giving to each of those duties or responsibilities. And I hope that my story in some way benefits you, inshallah. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to talk to you one-on-one. And Jazakallah khair for ISRAA for having me on the platform. And Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.